All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We all remember this compact sedan back in the early to mid 90s. This was the 1993 to 1997 Nissan Altima. You or somebody else in your family had one. And of course, there's a better version of this, the Infiniti version, which is the J30, and I still see them around periodically. It's surprising to me. They stopped making the car in 90, I think both models in 97. They had a good run, and you seen it was a pretty good car, but of course the J30 Infiniti version is going to be better, of course, because it sports a V6 engine and just overall better reliability. And we're going to take a look at the Motor Week vehicle of the 1993 release of the Infiniti J30. But while we talk about the Altima, it had a pretty decent, the highest trim had a pretty decent interior at the time. Like, just the design itself looked like a jelly bean, but then you could make it sportier than what it is. I mean, look at it. That's all stock. Those are stock wheels. I remember when I was in elementary, middle school, I seen a lot of my friends getting picked up by their parents in these cars. Even the beater versions like this right here. You're not going to find a lot of good high quality pictures of this car because it's so old, right? It's a 30-year-old car we're talking about. But some trims were pretty decent. But let's shoot over to the video of the Infiniti J30 release.
One of the main criticisms frequently leveled against Japanese luxury cars is that they are just copies of the German cars that inspire them. That the Japanese engineers have simply produced a more refined Mercedes or BMW instead of a truly new automobile.
And see, here's the thing. I don't think Infiniti, well, I'm lying. Here's the thing though. Even though Infiniti wasn't much of a big seller as the German competitors, the Japanese brands are always going to have the better reliability because most of the German competitors had junk reliability, poor reliability scores.
The Japanese luxury cars least susceptible to this criticism are those made by Infiniti, like this new J30. While they follow the established Japanese trend of a smoother European feel, Infinitis have challenged convention with their unique, sometimes unusual styling. But if you're going to take a risk like this with styling, you better be able to back it up with plenty of luxury and some good old-fashioned performance. Rather than follow the current aerodynamic wedge design trends that are serving others well, the Infiniti division of Nissan Motor Corporation offers their unique approach in a mid-level luxury sedan, the J30, a car that has the flavor and feel of a coupe but is still very much a sedan. The 93 J30 styling is a consummate study of simple geometry, and unlike other modern cars, the front edge is the same height as the rear edge. From its broad, smooth hood, twin projector headlights, and wide grille, to its round, sloping rear with full-width taillights, the J30 evokes...
I always question that styling because we're going to go back to the the Nissan version. This was the back of the Altima compared to that. And have you noticed that the J30 is longer in length? So you can't even compare these two cars because this one has a 4-cylinder engine. It's okay, but like I said, it's not as good as the Infiniti J30, which had a bigger engine, a V6, and more reliable. I'm trying to get a good picture of the back. There you go. That's actually a better design, but it's an Infiniti.
A love it or leave it response. Comments from the Motor Week staff range from sleek and unique to less charitable ones relating the J30's rear design to an old Chrysler or Hudson. The charcoal color of our test car also seemed to propel the J30 back in time. But then Infiniti and the stylists at Nissan Design International in La Jolla, California, are known for taking chances.
And everybody in the hood pretty much had this car. You even had rappers like Mobb Deep say something, hop in the J30 and I'm gone. That's that Right Back At You from the 1995 album. Yes, I'm a hip hop head, but look how thick those wheels are. I'm sorry, the tires. That is one smooth ride. And my uncle had the 1996 version, RIP to him. But half my car enthusiastness comes from him. The rest of it came from my dad. But anyway,
Remember, the styling of the flagship Q45 also got mixed reviews. However, Infiniti took no chances with the powertrain. It's based on the 3-liter twin-cam 24-valve aluminum alloy V6 used in the Nissan 300ZX, but with a few refinements. Intake and exhaust manifolds have been modified, and the fuel injection system is new, providing brisk performance but better durability.
Hey, tell me why it looked like somebody's rib cage. But then again, the engine is the heart to the car, the blood pumper. And the way you look at an engine or a car in general is the same way you have to look at your body. You have blood pumping through you, the heart's pumping the blood through you and everything. You have the lungs, then the motor has the air filters and everything. Yeah. And that's how you learn more about cars, when you look at it like looking at somebody's body, like a doctor, a diagnosis. Genius.
And cleaner emissions. With its variable valve timing and direct ignition, the engine develops 210 horsepower and 193 pound-feet of torque. Like the Q45, J30 power is sent to the rear wheels. The electronically controlled 4-speed automatic transmission has a lock-up torque converter. A manual transmission is not available. Even when not utilizing the Q45 stepped shift gate, the J30 shifts smoothly as it travels from 0 to 60 in 8.9 seconds.
Which is slow, but then it's a heavier car because it's a V6 and it's a rear-wheel drive. The Altima is a 4-cylinder front-wheel drive. So go figure.
The quarter mile took 16.7 seconds with a final speed of 85.
Oh, and another thing. The J30 has projector lights. The Altima doesn't. It's just regular shitty dual lights. But this was good for 1993 because not many cars had projector headlights.
5 miles per hour. Vibration is quelled with hydraulic engine mounts, but there is still a fair amount of engine noise under full throttle. The J30's suspension consists of McPherson struts, coil springs, and a stabilizer bar in front, and an intricate multi-link system similar to that used on the Q45 in the rear.
It looked like the axle was going to break when you do that. But this is proof that you get what you pay for.
Low-speed cornering with the J30 initially produces mild front-end push and an obedient rear. Body roll is moderate. But when cornering under heavier throttle, the tendency to oversteer increases dramatically, and the lightly loaded rear becomes hard to control. Off the track and on the road, our impressions of the J30's handling were more positive. There is good front to rear weight balance, and the variable assist power steering quickly telegraphs road feel to the driver. Nissan's Super Hikus 4-wheel steering system is available with the optional touring package on the J30T. Highway ride is sports sedan comfortable with only a little suspension bounce on rougher roads. Subframes help reduce road noise. We registered an interior noise level of a quiet 67 decibels at a 60-mile-per-hour cruise.
Yeah, because look how thick the tires
Fuel
are.
Economy is EPA rated at 18 city and 23 highway. Our combined test loop returned 20 miles per gallon. The J30 is equipped with vented 4-wheel disc brakes and a 3-channel anti-lock system. Braking from 60 miles per hour took a good average distance of 124 feet. The J30's interior was styled
plain and simple, but it still has that executive feel. It almost looks like a Lexus, but this is Nissan's punch at Lexus. All were in competition. It's Honda to Acura, Toyota to Lexus, Nissan to Infiniti, all competing. The 90s was a good decade and interesting.
in Japan and is much more interesting than that of the Q45. The walnut trim accents are appreciated. The open greenhouse and tailored dash complement the rounded exterior, but there are too few of these large, easy-to-read analog gauges. Included as standard equipment is a driver's side airbag. Infiniti even found room to provide both a passenger side airbag and a glove box. The leather-trimmed seats feel just about right with the proper amount of thigh and back support. Finding a comfortable driving position is easy with the 10-position power seat controls and the full range
Now that should have been electric. Come on now.
of the tilt steering wheel. Seat belts are height adjustable. Thoughtful extra touches include a mini sun visor above the rear view mirror In the spirit of the J30's throwback exterior, there is this delicate analog clock and an odd foot-activated parking brake. Otherwise, ergonomics rule the J30. All controls are within easy reach of the driver, including the automatic Freon-free climate control system. The center console also houses the fine Bose stereo system with cassette player and CD. Rear seating is comfortable, but due to the roof's shape, headroom for taller passengers is a bit tight. The J30's radical design also dictated a small trunk, smaller than those of many of its competitors.
Because it's rear-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive cars have smaller trunks unless it's a Crown Victoria.
But the Infiniti J30 does come with almost everything standard, and so its base price of $33,000 is also our as-tested price. The Touring package adds $1,700 more. For comparison, a Mazda 929 has a lower base price, but with options cost about the same as the J30. Both cars are powered by V6 engines and produce about the same performance results. The Mazda also has a passenger side airbag, but no dash glove box. A comparably equipped Lexus ES300 cost about $2,000 less than the J30. It's front-wheel drive for better bad weather traction, but offers no passenger side airbag.
Wow.
With the departure of the square-jawed M30 Coupe from the U.S. market, the J30 rounds out the Infiniti lineup in more ways than one. While we applaud Infiniti for taking styling chances, we are not thrilled by the results. However, there is so much else that appeals to us about this car that we were able to look past the skin. Of Infiniti products to date, we think the J30 is the best balanced and most enjoyable to drive. And after all, when you're behind the wheel, the only ones who'll see the J30's backside are the ones left behind.
Wow, that was interesting. I like seeing these retro reviews. And shout out to Motor Week, I guess. This is Kai DeVale. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Peace.